We've waited for this. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee and five-time Grammy winner appears live in Studio 1A. Please greet Janet Jackson alone. Please forgive my rudeness, but I must be honest. Please cease querying me. My interview went well. The current appearance of Janet Jackson's son is shocking. Janet Jackson, sister of Michael Jackson, has captivated audiences for decades with her powerful voice, groundbreaking music, and dynamic performances. As she struggles with parenting, her life presents fresh obstacles and experiences that make us rethink her. How has motherhood at 50 changed her priorities? What lessons does she teach her son, Eissa, while maintaining her childhood fame? Discover Janet Jackson's love tale with a Muslim billionaire. Secret romance of Janet Jackson. Pop and R&B star Janet Jackson influenced musical and choreographic expression and entertained for decades. On May 16, 1966, she was the youngest of the family and debuted in Good Times and Fame. Control, her third album, released in 1986, pushed her into superstardom with themes of independence, empowerment, and inventive production. Sorry to say this, but you got a promotion, but it was a large one. So I'm doing my job as best I can. Rhythm Nation 18-4 established Janet as a strong artist who tackled societal issues and celebrated self-respect and connection. From the start, Janet Jackson's love affairs were public. Due to speculations and problems, she canceled her 1994 marriage to James DeBarge within a year. Janet married Rene Elizondo Jr., a dancer and director associated with her biggest successes, in 1991. Her secret relationship until her 2000 divorce was difficult to manage, especially when it came down to a financial dispute in court. From 2002 to 2009, she dated hip-hop producer Jermaine Dupri, her third serious relationship. He supported her work and had a great relationship. Due to lifestyle differences and busy schedules, the partnership ended amicably. A third marriage to Qatari millionaire Wissam Al Mana was another milestone. Why did you wish to hide your marriage? We kept it quiet. It was incredibly personal. Neither told anyone. They secretly married in 2012 and had Eissa, a son, in 2017 when she was 50. The couple split months after the birth due to cultural difficulties. While living apart, the ex-couple shares custody of their son. Who is Wissam Al Mana? How did his life intersect with Janet Jackson's? The secret husband. Qatari businessman and billionaire Wissam Al Mana is respected for his influence in Qatari and international commerce. Wissam Al Mana is now executive director of the Al Mana Group, a family-owned corporation with operations in various industries. Since its founding by his family, the Al Mana Group has developed dramatically under Wissam to invest in luxury brands, media, real estate, and more. Wissam Al Mana, the executive director, leads the group's strategic direction and expansion to stay competitive in the rapidly changing global market. Through alliances and projects with some of the world's most prominent companies, Al Mana Group has dominated the luxury category under his leadership. Diversified companies invest in these brands for retail, fashion, and lifestyle. Besides representing luxury brands in the Middle East and Europe, the Al Mana Group is interested in media to promote regional and international entertainment and advertising industries. The group's heavy investment in real estate development and management leads to high-profile Middle Eastern and European property developments. Commercial and residential developments that demonstrate Al Mana's quality and inventiveness are included, thus improving urban landscapes in these places. With his authority and expertise, Wissam Al Mana has sustained the group's influence and expanded its operations. The Al Mana Group contributes significantly to the Middle East and global economy. He charts the company's growth and positioning for industry leadership, boosting Qatar's worldwide economic might. With separate worlds and backdrops, Janet Jackson met Wissam Al Mana how? What kept them so close? The fateful meeting. Jackson and Wissam Al Mana met at a Dubai five-star hotel opening in 2010 and fell in love. They met at the star-studded dinner for global business tycoons and socialites. Jackson, a renowned pop star, and he, a successful Qatari businessman, bonded immediately. The two got romantically connected shortly after meeting, but they kept their relationship quiet from the media. Jackson, who is notoriously secretive, and Al Mana, who is also private, kept the growing relationship a secret for much of the time. Although friends and close associates knew they were getting close, Jackson and Al Mana were careful not to discuss their relationship. The two developed their romance privately, rarely appearing in public and never acknowledging their connection in interviews. Jackson and Al Mana secretly married in 2012, a major step. This was a private wedding, not the big one that makes news. Because they had carefully and deliberately kept the marriage a secret, including the smallest details, the public would later learn about it. The small wedding marked the start of their life together, but they kept most of it hidden, much like when they were alone or before they were married. Jackson and Al Mana cautiously worked out their relationship so they could enjoy life together without the media watching. They wanted their private life secret despite all the notoriety they received as a couple, which shows mutual respect. Janet Jackson and Wissam Al Mana divorced after several years due to their whirlwind romance. After Eissa was born, Jackson and Wissam Al Mana's marriage soured. The birth of their child in January 2017 was joyful. However, it revealed hidden issues, sort of. After their son Eissa was born, they got engaged. They divorced after 5 years. To retain anonymity, their split was closely watched by people with numerous questions about what caused it. According to friends, cultural differences were causing marital conflict. Jackson, 46, and Wissam Al Mana, 32, disagreed on lifestyle, freedom, and religion. Jackson acquired some Islamic culture following her marriage to Al Mana, but they both try to find a solution based on their contrasting cultural origins when it comes to raising their son. There were also allegations that Al Mana contributed to marriage troubles. Thus, insiders stated he grew dominating, affecting Jackson's autonomy and libertarian movements. Jackson, an independence campaigner throughout her career, found it stressful. Randy, Jackson's older brother, told the media that Janet was verbally abused during her marriage, fueling her claim of controlling conduct. Randy said that Jackson had spoken emotional discomfort about her romance with Al Mana with him. Al Mana denied abusing his wife. In his account, he claims he treated her properly. He explained they divorced for personal reasons, not because he was abusing them publicly as most people imagined. Jackson and Al Mana have not addressed these charges publicly to avoid shame and mental hardship for their son. Since then, the couple has focused on raising Eissa to give him the best life possible after the divorce. Their decision to keep their breakup private shows they want what's best for Eissa. The breakup raises questions about Janet Jackson's son Eissa, who was born into notoriety but kept out of the spotlight, and Eissa's childhood. Jackson and Al Mana maintained joint custody for their son Eissa despite their marital issues, which ended when Eissa was born. Besides these honors, what else are you grateful for today? Baby, my baby. Yeah, my Eissa. Many thanks. When I was 50, having him. Yeah, I was 50. Jackson is American, but she and Al Mana have never lived someplace for long and picked London for Eissa. By this decision, they were ready to adopt him and assure he would grow up in a better environment as they shared their child, despite their varied parenting approaches. London's distinct lifestyle pulls Eissa away from Hollywood's continual scrutiny, which Jackson thinks is bad for youngsters. A thriving, private community can help the child have a balanced and fulfilling upbringing. After the birth of Eissa, Janet Jackson has stated that she wants her son to grow up under the radar and in a regular environment. Because she was born into popularity as part of the Jackson dynasty, she has experienced the ups and downs of fame. Her childhood scrutiny as part of one of the world's most famous families influenced her to keep Eissa's life unknown. Jackson believes separating Eissa from the tremendous emphasis on many celebrity offspring lets him establish his own personality and be free from expectations. She shows him how to practice hobbies without being seen, mingle with people, and live like a child without fame pressures. Eissa's mother wants him to be happy and develop positive emotions and social skills. Jackson is a loving mother who spends as much time as possible with her London-based son Eissa. Despite their differences, they co-parent and spend meaningful time with Eissa because they adore him. Jackson's desire to raise Eissa normally and lovingly shows her love and commitment to him. She does everything she can to give Eissa a normal childhood. Finally, Janet Jackson will take Eissa away from the public eye to raise her as a happy child, which she never had. Eissa Al Mana, Janet Jackson's kid, is growing up in a unique atmosphere influenced by his famous mother. What are his interests and hobbies? Activities and interests of Eissa. Got a boy, right? Yes. How old is he? Eissa. His age is 3. He turned 3 on January 3rd. My God. Eissa's music interest appears to have grown. Was he musical? You kidding me? He loves to dance, demonstrating his natural rhythm and musicality. A little drum set from Questlove shaped his music. Indeed, Quest handed him a lovely drum gear. Really? Loves it. Loves it. Yeah, very nice guy. Hip-hop band The Roots drummer and co-founder. This careful gift shows an interest in percussion and links him to a line of great performers. Eissa can be creative with any initiated in the safety of the drums with his drummer kit. In addition to drumming, Eissa wants to learn cello. Please convert my violin to a cello, mother. My aide Terry attached a straw to the violin's bottom while we rushed for class. It made a tiny cello. Loved it. He reportedly brings his cello to school because playing an instrument is different. Mama, I want a cello. I said, baby, you don't have one. I want my violin to be a cello, mama. He briefly played the violin before that. The violin was first. This was his choice. A 3? No, it was 2. Wow. His first instrument was the violin, and he likes classical music, which expresses his willingness to try a new instrument and find his favorite. Every stage of his musical instruction stresses his passion and capacity to explore almost the whole music world. Eissa loves several performers, including Bruno Mars, which supports his music interests. Jackson has mentioned how Eissa mimicked Mars and how they bonded over music. That gives Eissa a reason to like music, brightening his existence. Additionally, a shared interest bonds the family. Bruno and I had discussed doing anything together for a while, so we'll see. I know we have a rumor. No, but every time we see each other, we talk about doing something together, so it's a matter. Music improves familial bonds, and Jackson emphasizes this. Dancing, singing, and playing instruments together creates joy and unity. Encouragement of Eissa's musical interests by Janet Jackson changes. Yes, of course. We evolve. Change has always excited me. Stresses her dedication to developing his talents and making memories together. Eissa's early music exploration shows his natural talent and his mother's supportive environment, helping him develop into a well-rounded and expressive person. Music helps Eissa find his artistic voice and strengthen his relationship with Jackson, making their family even more precious. Wissam Al Mana, Janet Jackson's kid, is growing up in a unique atmosphere influenced by his famous mother. What are his interests and hobbies? Motherly Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson has stated that motherhood is paramount. Since having her son, Eissa, Jackson has fully embraced her new motherhood and accepted its impact on her life. The duties and pleasures of raising a child with her spouse have allowed her to get the most out of her life by giving back to society instead of focusing on Hollywood beauty. Jackson's politics of motherhood revolve around her wish to spare Eissa from the pressures and stardom that shaped her youth. She knows the pressures of fame from being born into the Jackson family. The public's intense focus and early pressure shaped her experiences. However, Janet is firm and vowed to raise Eissa like any other child despite coming from a famous family. She says she declines opportunities to help him succeed due to public pressure. However, let Eissa be a child and experience childhood freedom. Janet's desire to safeguard her son from excessive talent demands displays her protectiveness. She cares about family and tries to spend as much time as possible with Eissa, making memories they can laugh about or remember as normal as possible. Jackson has said in interviews that parenting has offered her much joy and contentment, changing her personal and professional life. Motherhood has given her much satisfaction and enhanced her life in unexpected ways. This major change in focus has forced her to rebalance her music career with her motherhood. As she balances being a superstar and a mother, Jackson has realized that motherhood is wonderful and transformational. She says parenthood has taught her to be more emotional and real in her paintings. Through this journey, Janet Jackson shows that motherhood is more than a role. It has altered her identity and allowed her to grow in ways that match her values and goals. Janet's motherhood thoughts show her dedication to providing Eissa with a caring and nurturing atmosphere so he can grow as she enjoys motherhood. Will Janet Jackson's motherhood musings and dedication to raising Eissa inspire future parents? How does her spotlight upbringing affect her parenting style? Tell us in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Additionally, click the video below. You'll like